Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. I am Akshay Parmar, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in IT IC department. Welcome to the video tutorial series of the data communication and the computer network. Today we will discuss about a public key algorithm, RS algorithm, right? So let's discuss about that. So in this today's session, first of all, we will see what is RSA algorithm and what is public key algorithm, right? After that, in the RSA algorithm, we will discuss how we are generating that key value pair. After generating that key value pair, how we are encrypting that message and how we are decrypting that cipher message that we will see in today's session. Let's discuss some of the public key crypto system, right? The application of the public key crypto system. First of all, the encryption and the decryption. Here in the public key crypto system, the sender encrypts the message with a recipient's public key, right? So here the sender encrypts the message with recipient's public key. The another example of the public key crypto system is the digital signature. Here a sender signs a message with private key. The signing is achieved by an cryptographic algorithm applied to the message or to the small block of the data that is a function of the message, right? After another type of the public key crypto system is a key exchange. The two sides cooperate to exchange the session key, right? Several different approaches are possible involving the private keys of one or both parties, right? That is about the key exchanging. Let's see the RSA algorithm, right? Basically the RSA is a block cipher in which the plain text and the cipher text are represented as an integer between 0 and n minus 1 for some n, right? So here the cipher texts are represented as an integer between some particular range, right? Large message can be broken into what if the message is large, right? So at that time and at that condition we need to break that large message into the small number of the blocks, right? After that each blocks would be represented by an integer value. The steps for the RSA algorithm, right, as we have discussed. First of all, we will see the generate the public key and the private key there. After the generating the public and private key pairs, encryption message using the public key we will see, and the decryption system that decrypt the message using the private key we will see in brief in that here, right? So let's begin with step 1, the generating and public key and the private key, right? So for the generating and public and private key, you need to select two large prime numbers. That the prime numbers are, for an example, P and Q. After that, after selecting that two large prime numbers, calculate the modulo n is equal to P into Q, right? If that prime numbers are really large, then its modulus will obviously the very large itself, right? After that, calculate the Euler's totem function, right? After selecting the two prime numbers, calculate the modulus. The n is equal to P into Q, right? After selecting that prime numbers, you need to calculate the Euler's tolerant function, right? So here the phi n is equal to P minus 1 into the Q minus 1, right? That is about the phi n. After that, select an E such that E is relatively prime to the phi n, right? After that, select an E such that E is relatively prime to phi n and 1 is that E is greater than 1 and less than that phi n, right? Don't worry, we will discuss about how that E will be guessing, right? So what do you mean by the relatively prime? The relatively prime means the two numbers are relatively prime if they have the no common factors other than 1, right? After that, after selecting that E, determine the D such that D into E is equal to 1 more phi n, right? So that's how after getting that E and after getting that P and Q, we are getting an n is equal to P into Q, right? After that we are getting an n, right? After guessing that after getting that E and D, the public key will be the E and n and the private key will be the D and n, right? So that's how we are generating that public key and the private key, right? So the public key is determined by the E. How you are selecting that E? E is a relatively prime number of the phi n. right? That 5n is equal to p minus 1 into the q minus 1, right? That's how you are selecting an e. After that, the private key. The private key is d and n, right? So how you are determining that you are selecting that d, which is fulfilling the condition d into e is equal to 1 mod 5n, right? So that's how you are selecting that e and d both, right? And after selecting that e, d and e, your public key and private key is there, right? So your public key is e and your public key is the pair of the e and n, and your private key is the pair of the d and n, right? So that's how you are selecting your public key and the private key. Let's see this all the methods by one example, right? We need to select two large prime number, right? But if we are selecting the large prime number here, then that will be really complex task to understand, right? So for the simplicity, we are taking a small prime number. The p is equal to 3 and the q is equal to 11, right? At the practical basis, we need to select a large prime numbers, right? But for the simplicity, we are selecting the smaller prime number such as 3 and 11, right? After selecting that prime number, what we need to do? We need to calculate the modulus, right? N is equal to p into q. So what is n here? N is equal to 33 that we are getting, right? After getting that n, we need to find an Euler-Storer function, right? The phi n. So what is the phi n in our case? We have selected p as 3 and q as 11. So the phi n is equal to p minus 1 into the q minus 1. So the phi n is equal to 3 minus 1, that is 2, into 11 minus 1, that is 10, right? So 2 into 10 is equal to 20. So our phi n will be the 20, right? So our Euler function phi n is equal to 20, right? After that, we need to select an e and d, right? So what is the e here? E must be the relatively prime to the 20, right? So e must be relatively prime to the phi n. E must be relatively prime. We need to select an e such that e is relatively prime to 5n and which is greater than 1 and it is lesser than 5n, right? So here in our example, we have an 5n as in 20. So we have the several choices for the e, which can be the 7, 11, 13, 7, 19 and so on, right? So then we have the various choices for the e, right? Let's take an e is equal to 7, right? After that, let's determine the d. Well, how we determine the d? We need to select an d such that d into e is equal to 1 mod 5n. So simply the d into e mod 5n is equal to 1. So what is the value that we need to select for that d, right? So if we select the 3 as a d, then we are getting the 21, right? So 21 mod 20 is 1. So it is fulfilling our condition, right? So we can select an 3 as a d there, right? So we are getting an 3 as a d, we are getting an e as a 7, and we are getting an n is equal to 33. So basically our public key pu is equal to set of the e n. So our public key is 7 and 33 and our private key is 3 and 33, right? So that's how we are selecting then public key and the private key for that, right? After generating a private key, we need to encrypt a message, right? So how our message is encrypted? The encryption using a public key, let's see that. So how our input message is converting into the ciphertext? So there are the steps. So there is a one method there, right? So input message raised to e mod n, that is our ciphertext there, right? So C is a ciphertext for an example. So we have considered as a m raised to e mod n, where m is our input message, e and n is a public key for our case, right? So m raised to e mod n is the ciphertext for here. For an example, in our example, we have taken an public key as in 7 and 33, and for an example, m is equal to 14, right? So let's take an message is equal to 14 again in our cases, right? So C is equal to 14 raised to 7 mod 33. So 14 raised to 7 is equal to 1736, right? So 1736 mod 33 is equal to 20. So our ciphertext is 20 in our cases, right? So that message, the plain input text 14 is converted into the ciphertext 20, right? So that's how we are encrypt our message with the help of that public key, right? E and the pair of the E and N, right? After getting that ciphertext, how we are converting our ciphertext into the plain text? For that, we need to follow some kind of decryption method, right? So the plain text is equal to C raised to D mod N, right? So here the C is a ciphertext, M is the actual message, and N and D is a pair of the private key, right? So for an example, our private key is 3 and 33, right? So D is equal to 3 and N is equal to 33, right? And our ciphertext we are getting is 20. So let's get an actual plain text from this ciphertext and the public private key, right? So M is equal to 20 raised to 3 mod 33, right? So 20 raised to 3 is equal to, so the 20 raised to 3 is equal to 8000, right? So 8000 mod 33 is equal to 14, right? So that's how we are getting our actual plain message from the ciphertext, right? So that's how we are decrypting the message. We are getting the plain text from the ciphertext itself with the help of the private key, right? So in the RSA algorithm, we have seen how we are getting our actual text from the ciphertext, right? So for an example, so if we are feeding in plain text as a 14, so how we are encrypting this? The public key is a 7 and 33, right? So 14 raised to 7 mod 33 is equal to 20. That's our ciphertext will be the 20 in our cases, right? So our plain text 14 is converted in the ciphertext 20, right? So that's how we are encrypting the plain text into the ciphertext, right? At the receiver end, the decryption mechanism is there, right? So how they are decrypting our message, how they are decrypting the ciphertext to the plain text, right? So they are feeding that ciphertext and the private key for that, right? So private key is 3 and 33 in our case, and the ciphertext is 20, right? For the decryption method, the ciphertext raised to D mod N is equal to plain text, right? So 20 raised to 3 mod 33 is equal to 14, right? So we are getting a plain text is equal to 14, right? So here the sender has sent the plain text 14 and the receiver is getting the plain text 14. So let's take another example in context of the examination, right? So find an N, 5N, E and D for the prime number P is equal to 7 and Q is equal to 19. Then demonstrate the encryption and the decryption method for the message M is equal to 6, right? So N is equal to P into Q, as we all know, right? So N is equal to 7 into 19, that is 133. After that, the 5N. So 5N is equal to Euler's Tonden function, right? So what is the 5N? 5N is equal to P minus 1 into Q minus 1, that is 7 minus 1 into 19 minus 1, right? That is 6 into 18, that is 108. So our 5N is equal to 108, right? After that, we need to find an E that is relatively prime to the 108, right? After that, we need to find an E relative which is relatively prime to the 108, right? So the GCD of that E and our 5N is must be the 1, right? So we are getting an GCD, so we are getting an E is equal to 5, so we are getting an E is equal to 5 as an our answer, right? So we are selecting an E is equal to 5 for our example. After that, the finding an D, right? So how we are finding an D, right? So D into E modulo D into E mod 5N is equal to 1, right? So we can write this statement as D is equal to 1 plus J into 5N divided by E. So if we rewrite this statement, D into E mod 5N is equal to 1. So what we are getting? D is equal to 1 plus J into 5N divided by E, right? So if we are selecting J is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, what we are getting? We are getting D is equal to 1 by 5 if we are taking it J is equal to 0, right, which is not integer. After that, if we are selecting J is equal to 1, so what we are getting? We are getting 21.8, which is the not integer, right? After that, if we are selecting the J is equal to 2, so what we are getting? D is equal to 217 divided by 5, which is 43.4, right, which is not an integer also, right? After that, if we select J is equal to 3, then what we are getting? we are getting d is equal to 325 divided by 5, which is 65, which is integer only, right? So yes, we can select that d, right? So our e is equal to 5, our d is equal to 65, and our n is equal to 133. So our private key is 65 and 133, and our public key is en, which is 5 and 33, right? So that's how we are selecting the public key and the private key, right? That's how we are getting our n, 5n, our e and d, right? So with the help of that, we can convert the message m is equal to 6 into the ciphertext, and after the getting the ciphertext, we will regenerate our plain text also, right? So ciphertext is equal to m raised to e mod n, right? So our public key is equal to here in our case pu is equal to en. So here e is equal to 5 and message m is equal to 6. So c is equal to 6 raised to 5 mod 133, which is 7776 mod 33, which is 62, right? So our c is 62 in our cases, right? So c is the 62 in our case. If the message is 6 and we are selecting that public key as in 5 and 33, so we are getting an ciphertext as a 62, right? This is all about the encryption processes. What about the decryption process, right? We can simply decrypt our message with the help of the private key. Our ciphertext is 62, our private key is 65 and 133, right? So with the help of our private key and the ciphertext, we can regenerate an actual message, right? So m is equal to c raised to d mod n, right? So here c is equal to 60, so here c is equal to 62, d is equal to 65, and n is equal to 133. So m is equal to 62 raised to 65 mod 133. So we are simply getting an 6, right? So m is equal to 6. So that's how we can regenerate our actual message from the ciphertext. Let's take another example, right? So here the p and q are the two prime numbers. P is equal to 7 and q is equal to 17. Taken public key is equal to 5, right? So if the plain text value is 10, so what are the ciphertext according to the RSA algorithm, right? So let's discuss about that. N is equal to p into q. So 7 into 70 is equal to 119. So our n is equal to 119 here. The 5n, what will be the 5n? P minus 1 into the q minus 1. So 7 minus 1 into 17 minus 1, that is 6 into 16, which is 96, right? So our 5n will be the 96, right? Our e is equal to 5 here. So we will select and d is equal to 77 with respect to e is equal to 5 and 5n is equal to 96, right? So our public key will be the 199 and our private key will be the dn, that is 77 and 199. So our ciphertext c is equal to m raised to e mod n. So here the e is 5 and n is equal to 119. So 10 raised to 5 mod 119, that is 14 here, right? So that's how we are getting our ciphertext from the even values, right? So in this session we have seen an RSA algorithm, the public key and the private key algorithm, right? So in that we have seen how we can generate a public key as well as private key, right? After generating the public key and the private key, how we are encrypting the plain text into ciphertext that we have seen, and after that after getting the ciphertext, how we are regenerating the plain text that we have also seen by few examples, right? So that's all about the RSA algorithm. Thank you for the watching.